As I record this, it's April in 2020, when the coronavirus pandemic is really at its height and we're not quite sure what's going to happen next, and everyone's a bit worried about it, of course. Now, I recorded my last video about the Jehovah's Witness popping round before the coronavirus pandemic started. And I slightly made fun of the Jehovah's Witness man who was telling me that the world was getting worse and worse. Well, of course, it has got much, much worse since he came. But I'm not sure it's quite what he was talking about. I mean, the pandemic hasn't touched us in this house yet, but there are tens of thousands of people around the world who are losing their lives and losing loved ones and are in a desperate situation. But is the world getting worse? Well, this pandemic is no worse, probably not as bad, as the flu that happened after the First World War. Nowhere near as bad as the 17th century plague or the Black Death earlier than that. Pandemics are part of human life. They come and they go. But what I'm aware of is not only the terrible loss of life and the terrible grief and the terrible suffering that many people have at the moment, I'm also aware of the heroic work of doctors, nurses, of shopkeepers who are selling us food, of delivery drivers, of all farmers working so hard to keep us alive and keep us going. There is a lot to celebrate at the moment. The world is not getting worse and worse. Human nature has a mixture of good and bad, and we're seeing a lot of the good at the moment. And we should grieve for the people we're losing, but celebrate, celebrate all the people who are working so hard to keeping us going.
It ain't necessarily so, it ain't necessarily so. The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessarily